Alternation is going to be required when you ascend in pitch.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're going to, it's not going to be very productive, especially at faster tempos, to hit a note on the E string and then with the same finger go up to the A string and hit a note. It makes more sense to, you're going to alternate 1 2 1 2 or 2 1 2 1, providing you're using two fingers. Now, there's three finger technique. You could also go thumb first, third, thumb first, second, third. I mean, there's a lot. There's no rule that says you have to do it any one way.
Right.
I generally use two fingers for most of my stuff, unless I'm doing chord type things,
Mm-hmm.
or doing that kind of stuff, So, getting back, let's just fall back to the two finger thing. Let's say we're doing that. But, like I said, there are other options that, if you wanted to check out three-finger technique. Of course, as soon as you start adding fingers, you increase the mathematical possibilities of the way you can get around.
Right.
So it generally takes a little bit longer to get that muscle memory programmed in, but, it's no big deal. But, there's nothing wrong with any of that. In fact, I'm working on my third finger just to build, and fourth, just to build strength. Like every couple of days, I'll just do a 1, 2, 3, 4 in both hands.
Right.
Because I may need to pull them off the bench. Let's say if I break one of my fingers or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? There might be a reason for it. All right. Now I know I'm digressing, but.
Oh, it's all right. It's all useful info.
All right. But anyway, the basic rule is, let's say if we're just talking about two fingers, if you ascend, you probably want to alternate every time. You don't have to, but you probably would want to, especially if you're moving quick. Now, when you descend, I rake all the time.
Raking, yeah, that's the word I couldn't remember.
But I think it's also good to be able to alternate if you need to. So there's this fine line, okay, well, should I practice on alternating everything, or should, I say no. I mean, you could just to be overly thorough, and there's a part of me that wants to do that. But I would say, in practicing songs, let the song tell you, or the piece of music that you're playing, let that tell you what it kind of would prefer.
Right.
There might be a situation to where alternating just makes more sense. Sometimes there are songs that require a specific right-hand pattern for the math to work out. Like there's this one real fast tune I'm working on that they want to play real fast, and it's just it almost seems like it's more trouble than it's worth for me to spend hours a day to really try to increase my two-finger picking speed, to where I can use raking, like... So, alternate, rake, alternate, rake. So I have to work out exactly how I'm going to play that entire sequence of events and do it, the same every time, and then just really speed that up. In order for me to it gets the same feel and everything,
Right.
But it's a lot of work, and there's some songs that are just going to require that. So, no, I'm taking a long way around the house, but my personal feeling is nothing wrong with raking. Do what makes sense. Fingering, I think, always for me, at least these days, boils down to, well, what in this song, in this moment, what makes the most sense to do? Because if the music's right, the technique has to be right.
Right.
If you shut your eyes and everything's grooving and sounds great, you could be playing it with your toes. Who cares? So let the end result of the music that you're playing be the final, deal breaker judge on that one.
Right.
Right. But my
that makes
personal
sense.
feeling, raking, if you want to work on raking, it's a good idea. If you want to be thorough, one day have a rake day, one day have an alternation day. So I think it's probably not a bad idea to be able to, if you need or want to alternate on everything in a certain thing that you're playing, you should be able to turn it on and be okay and be able to hang. It's like there's this one tune that, another real fast one that they want to do. And I said, well, you know, it's just like, it's like a, you know, just a real fast 16th note thing that's all the way through like that, just you know. So I worked with the fingers, and it's just like, you know, by the end of the song, man, I'm, you know, if that's like the second song of the set and I've got another 40 minutes to play, my hand's already toast, you know, from that one song.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I can do it with a pick. So now I'm working that line up with a pick. And I'm able to, you know, get it done that way. There's also a technique to where you can use the tip of the finger like a pick. So it takes some work, you know. If I want to use this technique, where I go, I'd like down, up, down, rake, up, down. But if I wanted to go, if I'm down there and I want to go back up, you know, you have to work out the math. So in all these things, you have to kind of work out strategies and how you want the fingers to work. So I'm dabbling in all this kind of stuff just to have my hands ready for certain things, because I'm running into things, you know, that, well, you know, I'm going to need to play this, you know, and so does that help?
Yeah, it totally does. I mean, I guess it's all
there's no wrong thing. I guess if I had to say, there's no really wrong thing. There are more and less efficient ways to do things, you know, reducing excess motion in the hands. You know, keeping the hands relaxed when you're playing as opposed to stretch out unnecessarily to save strength and endurance. These type of things make sense, and, you know, they're good things to do.